You won't believe how easy this is. Today I'm showing you how to embroider a baby name onto a sweater using nothing but yarn and a simple chain stitch. If you've never embroidered before, don't worry, this tutorial is super beginner friendly and so fun to do. I'm April and I'm going to show you exactly how to trace the name, set it up, and stitch it step by step. First step is the baby name. There are a few ways to do this and trace the name onto the sweater. What I did was Google the name if it's a common name that you can find in Google, and I found an image that I really liked, and I zoomed in and I actually put the sweater on top of my laptop screen and took a washable marker and traced it right onto the sweater. This will easily come off with some light soap and water. But here's another example of another name, Ava, which is quite popular. And I found the exact one I wanted to trace. I zoomed in and I put the sweater directly over my laptop screen, so I was able to actually use this washable marker and trace it out. Now you can enter the baby name and type it out into a Word doc and kind of enlarge it and do this the same way, putting the sweater over the laptop screen. This is how it looks off of the screen, and it's perfectly ready for you to trace and very easy to do. We're gonna be using the chain stitch, and this is very beginner friendly. If you've never ever embroidered before, you're gonna be able to do it today. It's very easy. You're going to get any bulky yarn on hand with your tapestry needle. You're going to feed it through one time and make sure you're not pulling it all the way up. You can knot the end if you'd like. I like to do that at the end, but you should use enough yarn and have enough yarn through there so that you can play with it and try not to reattach multiple strands of yarn by doing this. So you're going to pull it up from underneath, and then you're actually going to go through the hole, like right beside where you just made, not directly in the same one, but right beside it, because we want to make a little loop. So we're going to pull that through from the back, and you're going to see that this is going to make a little loop, and this is going to be your first chain of your chain stitch. So you don't want to pull it all the way through. You want to leave that loop hanging there. Then you're going to bring your tapestry needle back up through the bottom and through the sweater. And then you're going to feed it through that loop and then pull it up. So that's going to secure that loop like a chain, and it's going to make your first chain. So you are going to keep doing that throughout. That is really it. So now to do the second one is how you're going to be continuing through the rest of the project. So you're going to put the tapestry needle actually inside that loop to create the next loop. So right in there, you're going to push it down and pull it through. And again, we are going to pull it from behind, and you're not going to pull it all the way through. You're going to leave part of that loop so we can continue on with the chain stitch. And we're going to pull it through with just enough left there. Then we're going to push the tapestry needle up through the bottom and right into that loop. So now when you pull it all the way through, it's going to pull that loop and make a chain again. So we're going to continue this exact process for this entire embroidery project. So you're going to put the tapestry needle through that loop and pull it from the bottom. And then you're going to pull it just enough so that the loop is still not pulled all the way through. And then once you've done that, you're going to take your tapestry needle from the bottom up and feed it right through to that loop to make your next chain. Just like that. And literally that is it. That is how easy the chain stitch is. You can do this with really any yarn. If you don't have bulky weight yarn, you can double strand worsted weight or weight 4 yarn. It will work out perfectly fine and it'll be just as bulky. Even if you have extra bulky yarn, you can also do this. It does look really cute with super bulky. You just need that bigger tapestry needle to really feed through that eye of the needle. But bulky yarn, super bulky yarn, or double strand of worsted weight yarn is perfect for these projects. So this one is just bulky. The one I did with the name Ava is actually super bulky yarns, but you're just going to continue to do that exact chain stitch and it's going to be repetitive throughout. And although this is quite easy, it is a little bit time consuming. I don't want to say that it takes forever, but it isn't a fast process. So this is slow and steady and really just a perfect project for you to binge a show, probably. This name took me about an hour, I would say an hour and a half approximately. The name Ava took me about an hour. So just know that it is a slow process, but totally worth it in the end. One tip that's important when you're embroidering these letters, when you are doing it in handwriting or cursive writing, you have to imagine it as if you are writing with a pen or a pencil or a marker, and you would actually have that J go over that stem to get to the A. So we want to pull through that one that is in the stem of the J so that this line here goes over that stem to get to the A. So you're going to push through the tapestry needle right through that stem, and that's how you're going to get that effect of the handwritten name. So that's one thing to note, and also to just keep thinking in your mind how you would write it with your hand, and it will get that motion going so that you can stay on point to do these things and to kind of make it go over that stem, or else maybe you would have stopped and then started the A, but you want it to be as smooth as possible and to look like you've written it with your hand. Now here is using the super bulky yarn that I had mentioned, and I wanted to show you with the last stitch at the end, or the last chain stitch I should say. You're going to be pulling it through just like you would to make that loop, and you're going to pull it through the back and go through that loop. Now when you are finished and you are complete, you really just have to use your tapestry needle and come down right beside that last chain stitch right there, so it'll be hidden in the back, and you just pull it. But that is it. That is how you embroider with yarn and make a personalized baby sweater. This is a perfect baby gift. Look how perfect this turned out for my niece Ava, and I wanted to show you the letters up close. They look really cute. With the super bulky weight, they kind of pop out a little bit. I really like the way this looks. That's it. You've officially embroidered your first name with yarn using the chain stitch. So easy, right? If you love this project, you'll love what's waiting for you on my blog. I've got over 80 free patterns. Yes, free, they are always free. From home decor, cozy wearables, fun beginner projects, just head over to othcrochetnook.ca and you'll find them all there. I'll link it below too. Happy making, and don't forget to tag me if you try this project.